Well, seeing as how Elden Ring on PC launches an unplayable piece of dog shit, I might as well talk about another Game of the Year contender that's been going under a lot of people's noses. Neon White was first shown off exactly a year ago at a Nintendo Direct, and shit piqued my interest from the start. Even more so when I found out later it's neither a deck builder or a roguelike title that people were claiming it to be. Nah, instead it's one of those speedrunner FPS platformer types that's been popping off around the same time the Doom reboot and Titanfall made people realize, wait, you can move fast? Huh? What? But it's not just about speed. There's always going to be cards left around. Pick one up and you'll be able to use it as a weapon with limited stock or discard it permanently for an ability, adding a sense of resource management and strategy on the spot on top of go fast. The variety of cards is the ace up its sleeve, avoiding the pitfall of repetition a lot of these platformers suffer from with abilities that are ever changing. Having a wide selection of combinations in each stage offers an unpredictable approach to both movement and level design, all on top of the thick, juicy layer of dopamine rush that comes from learning and mastering every single shortcut and abusing abilities to get the fastest times possible. Thing is that it's only about 50% of the game. It's also tied to a narrative framed in the style of a VN, and I think it's pretty solid, but not really that great. You're reborn as a sinner that's been given a second chance in heaven. You gotta run the gauntlet of killing demons to climb up the ranks. Pretty boring setup you'd find in a typical tournament anime, I know. You suffer from amnesia though, so you don't even know why you're here in the first place. It says here you were a professional killer. You also run into the same skeevy type of people, claiming to have known you before. You got yellow, violet, and red, all having distinctive tropey personalities that are nevertheless charming. It's always funny seeing such a slickly designed, laid-back character get flustered by the mere presence of psych ward grip, e-girl pussy, or dommy mommy always pulling at his flaws, making him act like an even bigger retard. Steve Blum as White is obviously carrying the game, but the girls and the rest of the background characters do a fantastic job too. Then you have Ian Jones Cordy dragging the game down to the fucking Marianas Trench. Yellow is that typical chill bro archetype, which it's fine, but the way his VA hams up every single line with a grating, self-assured cadence is just fucking insufferable. Half the time he just sounds like he's constipated and I end up skipping through all of his lines. At the same time exposing how the writing can be very hit or miss. World building is cool, characters are charming if a bit 1D, but its approach to humor is beyond corny. Only got a good chuckle from a lame line because it just came out of nowhere. You get to learn more about these characters by replaying stages and getting all the gifts that serve as tokens to advance your relationships. Whether or not we get to Smash is yet to be seen though. Who knows, maybe we'll get a Shane Dawson route. Both segments are backed by a fucking slick-ass OST composed by Machine Girl of all people. Kinda caught me off guard as I'm more used to his abrasive and loud breakcore style. Though you can definitely hear his prints all over the soundtrack with chopped up jungle beats and rapid tune samples that loop and lull you into a state of flow like no other. Also trap beats. It's good shit. My only other aesthetical complaint is the fact that these stages visually don't fit with the general tone of the game. You got these seedy, slick assassins on a fast breakbeat track, and then these full white placeholder looking stages with vaguely religious imagery that feels nebulous as it starts changing to cities and other types of backdrops. I know it's a gay as fuck nitpick, but I feel like it's a lot more vital here with a game that has a bold sense of style missing such an integral piece, IMO. Overall, Neon White is looking like an interesting indie, one that's already on my go-to radar if it ever makes a deadline. Yeah, the VN is corny and undercooked, but this is undoubtedly the best game out of all these speedrun platformers that are out right now. Demo gives you a good palette of what to expect while also being short enough to 100% in about 2 hours, so you really don't have an excuse to pass it up.